So in this video, I'm going to give you 10 things that you can literally do from today, that you must do from today to transform your life and make this year your best year ever. And I've done point number 10 in a very unique way. So depending on who you are, where you live, what your interests are, even when you watch this video, point number 10 will be different for everyone, will be unique to you. But I'll explain how I do that in a moment. First, let's get into it. So the first thing that you need to do. Well, do you have a friend, family member, or someone who you communicate with pretty regularly? And when you speak to them, you realize that they have certain things that they believe are facts, but are not facts. Whether it's to do with money and wealth, whether it's to do with relationship, what's happened with them in relationships in the past, or what's going to happen, whether it's to do with health, energy, or being able to lose weight. There's certain things that they believe are facts, but are actually opinions. And you know, deep down, you know that if they just change their way of thinking, or if they just read this one thing, or if they just did this other thing, or if they just listened to me, their whole life would be easier, or at least that element of their life would be much easier. You know what I mean? It's annoying, but I've got news for you. You have things like that in your life too. So this is why the point number 1 is to fact check your opinions going forward. Any opinions that you have that you might even think are facts, fact check them. Because most likely the key areas in your life, what you're working on, whether right now money is a big goal for you, or maybe traveling is a goal for you, or maybe health is a goal for you, or relationship. If there's something that right now you're struggling to get to the next level, chances are there's some opinions that are not the most optimal opinions, but you are taking them for fact, and they are ruling the decisions that you're making, the actions you're getting, and the results and experiences you're having in your life. Now you might be wondering, okay, Josh, that sounds cool, but how do I fact check this? Well, it can be anything. You can speak to other people, you can speak to a mentor, you can even check with freaking ChatGPT. There are many ways to do this, but take the things in your mind that right now might be problems or might be challenges or things that you're overcoming. Look around those things. What are the core beliefs? What are the things that you believe? Is it things like, for example, oh, it's just because, you know, we're going into a recession, we're in a recession now, so that's why things like this. Is it because, oh, I don't have the team members to do this? Or is it because as you get older, these are the things that happen with your health? Whatever it is, there are certain things that you believe right now are facts, but are not facts. Take these things around the challenges that you're overcoming, fact check them, and watch things transform. Now, point number 2, work on the 2 to 4 biggest levers in your life for your goals and dedicate 80% of your time to them. This one's a big one because I'm pretty sure you have this as well. It's almost like sometimes in life, it feels like there's a lot to do. Like there's so much that you need to do. And it's kind of like, what do I prioritize? What do I focus on? It can start to cause anxiety, even burnout, even in some cases depression and different things where it's like, there's certain goals or things that you want to achieve, but it's just so much to do. This one will take a lot of that pressure off. So whatever your goals are, obviously this needs you to have some sort of goal or something that you're working towards in life, or even if you don't have a specific goal, it could even be something like, I just want to feel better, right? So take the thing that you're working towards and find out the 2, 3, 4 biggest levers that you can take from that thing that when you implement it will get you towards that even faster. So I'll give you an example. It might be that, like, okay, for example, for me, a few years back, I wanted to, for example, do a YouTube channel. I wanted to, for example, look into lots of health things, different spiritual things. I was also running events at the same time. And those of you who know me know that I'm into a lot of different things. Probably like you, because you wouldn't be watching this video if you wasn't. By the way, if you're new to this channel, this is Joshua Andre, and I'm here to remind you who you truly are, so that ultimately you can live your best, most optimal timeline in this lifetime and beyond. So if you're anything like me and you're into many different things, you know what it can be like. But back then I wanted to do so many things, but I realized that the 3 main levers for me back then was learning marketing and sales, was doing the event business, and was building my communication. Because the more that I was able to communicate, the more that I was able to impact people and ultimately even make more money in that business. So which meant that I had to put YouTube on hold. I had to put these other books that I wanted to read about health, about spirituality on hold in that moment. Doesn't mean that forever. This just means in this particular season, you dedicate 80% of that free time that you're going to use to whatever you was going to do anyway. Dedicate 80% of that time to those 2, 3, or 4 main levers. Now, point number 3. Some of you watching this channel, if you're regular to this channel, will know why I put this in here. This is a very big one. Number 3 is dedicate time to learning to lucid dream. So for those of you who don't know what this is, I'm going to explain this very simply. You know when you're dreaming at night, whenever you're dreaming, if you're in that dream and you realize, whoa, this is a dream. When you have that realization, suddenly a lot of power opens up to you. And what I mean by power is, and abilities, is the fact that, let's say for example, you're watching this video now. And as you're watching this video, whoa, suddenly you realize you're in a dream. If you was to realize you're in a dream, you could literally manifest and create anything. If you wanted to walk through a wall, you could walk through a wall. If you wanted to fly, in the sky, you could fly in the sky. If you wanted to go to a different planet, you could go to a different planet. If you wanted to practice a certain skill, develop a certain skill, there's even studies that have been done that have shown that by practicing and developing a skill in the dream state, in a lucid dream state in particular, it has effects on your ability to do it in this reality. You can even live out wildest fantasies or whatever you want to do, but keep that to yourself. Or you could even heal yourself, right? There's many things that people have healed from in lucid dreams that I probably can't say because YouTube might flag me in this video. But know that whatever you can imagine, when you realize that you are in a dream, you can create that, you can live that. It could even be a world that is made out of cartoon. It could even be seeing your favorite celebrity, your favorite anime character. It could be talking to your subconscious mind and finding out, or your higher self or God or whatever you call that higher energy, and finding out what your purpose is in this life, what is meant for you, what is the next best steps for you to take, all while you are sleeping. And notice this one point alone already will put you months ahead. Why? Because think about it, most people sleep for an average of 1/3 of their lives, which means that over this next year, 4 months are wiped out through sleeping on average. For some people it's more, for some people it's less, but on average 4 months. What if in those 4 months, you could actually get some of that time back and actually use it for productivity, for fun, for enjoyment, to eat your favorite foods if you're on a diet and not put weight on, right? Whatever you think you can do anything. And if you want more ideas on what you can do in a lucid dream, I actually did a video on it. And if you want more ideas what you can do in a lucid dream, more about lucid dreaming and what to do and how to have lucid dreams, I've actually got a whole playlist on it right here. So make sure to check that out after this video. Now, point number 4 is clean your colon. Now, this is a huge one. This is going to be one that I know that for some people, you're going to pull it to the back of your mind and be like, clean your colon. Yeah, sure, Josh, I'll do that when I'm 60 or 80 or something like that. Genuinely, there are so many problems that people are going through in their life, whether it's low energy, whether it's breakouts in the skin, whether it's brain fog, whether it's anxiety, depression, irritable bowel syndrome, even certain more serious things that I'm not even going to say the names of because YouTube has this funny thing of flagging certain videos, which I do not want to do because I want you to get this information. So there's certain things, whatever's coming to your mind, just know that I'm talking about that. That actually people are treating the symptoms, but not getting to the root cause. So the problem that I see with a lot of people is they're focusing on what else can they put in their body, this supplement, this health thing, this new diet. But this is why a lot of the time people can even have these diets, but some of the symptoms don't even go away that they're trying to get rid of. Energy levels might come back for a bit, but then dip again after. Yo-yo diets, all these different things, because there's something fundamentally inside that is not being dealt with. Now, I want to give you one disclaimer. When you look into stuff like this, there's going to be certain people who might say, this doesn't exist. This is not the truth. But I just want to remind you to fact check their opinions because some of these, okay, I'm not going to go off on a rant now. Maybe I will a bit. But basically, some of these medical professionals, like the medical side of things is amazing in emergencies. But oftentimes they're just treating symptoms and not really the root cause. And don't get me wrong, we need the medical system. They're doing amazing in certain areas. But the fact is, when they're treating symptoms, they're not getting to the root cause. It's like the other day, I have a family member who had high blood pressure. And their high blood pressure was in the very extreme cases. The doctors gave them more medication. They were already on high blood pressure medication. They gave them more high blood pressure medication. Then they went back to the doctors like 2 weeks to a month later. Blood pressure had gone up even more after the blood pressure medication. Like the logical thing now for anybody would be, okay, the medication's not working, so let's try something else. No, what did the doctor say? The doctor said, okay, I want to give you more medication. And we all know that sometimes these things have side effects, right? Short-term and long-term. So anyway, cut long story short, because obviously I coach a lot of people when it comes to health and vitality inside, not just the spiritual things, lucid dreaming, but a lot of things that ultimately make people's lives a lot better. With this family member, I said, you know what? Let's look into this together. I kid you not. Within 2 weeks, blood pressure went from, it was in the category of hypertension 3, basically the highest part of blood pressure, like the serious condition, went down into the normal range. Within 2 weeks. Bearing in mind this has been going on for months prior. Actually, they've had high blood pressure for years, actually, many years. This was from just 2 weeks. And that was simply because I fact-checked the opinions of other people. Even people that you might think, oh, but this is a medical professional. You know, it's funny. One of the supplements that I gave my family member, because I did a whole protocol. It wasn't, basically my family member was still eating everything that they wanted to eat, was still doing what they wanted to do. I just set a protocol to make sure that inside could be cleared so that the body wasn't having to have this high blood pressure. One of the supplements that I gave to my family member, when I asked the doctor's permission, because obviously I said I don't want this to conflict with any medication my family member is on, they kind of just laughed at it and they were like, this is just like fiber. But the reality is that it wasn't fiber. The supplement was actually what needed to be used, but it had fiber in it. So for example, it's like taking some pomegranates and say, this is just fiber, and ignoring all the antioxidant properties and all the different things. But anyway, I told you I wasn't going to go on a rant, but I went on a rant because maybe if you know a family member or something like that who has high blood pressure or any ailments, you can like fact check their opinions, let them know that it doesn't have to be the case where you're on medication for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Anyway, point of this thing is clear your colon. Even before you tackle any other things, diet, anything like that, if you clear your colon, you'll lose a lot of weight, right? You'll have a lot more energy. You'll be able to absorb nutrients even better, and you won't be getting some of the not so positive elements going forward this year. So point 4, clean your colon. Now number 5, connect to your higher self and develop your intuition. This is huge. Most people are completely disconnected from their intuition. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. Might be disconnected from their higher power. They might achieve certain things in life but still feel empty. Now I'm not saying you have to believe in a God in the sky, right? I personally don't believe there's a man in the sky dictating things, okay? I have my own beliefs on how this spiritual world, how this physical world and the spiritual world works, and knowings and experiences, but ultimately everybody's going to be unique. The reason why I say higher self is because whatever you take that higher power, that higher energy, that thing beyond you to be, that's what I'm talking about when I say higher self. And you know, it's interesting. Sometimes some people are skeptical to this stuff and like, can I really speak to my higher self? Is intuition a real thing? The freaking CIA and other government agencies around the world were looking into this stuff 50 years ago and even more years prior to that, developing intuition, developing abilities to remote view, which is things like seeing different places in the world without actually being there. Now you might think this is like kind of woo-woo, mumbo-jumbo, craziness. Well, so what? The reality is this stuff works. I don't give a damn if you think this is mumbo-jumbo, this is craziness. I'm sharing this with you because I know that if you actually look into this stuff, you will see. And by the way, I'm not saying you need to develop remote viewing. I'm just saying develop your intuition, connect with your higher self. There's a lot more for you here. In terms of not feeling stressed or worried about what decision you're going to make in life, how things are going to turn out, what you're going to do in life. Like imagine if you knew what the best decision to make for you, your family, your friends, your lifetime was in this moment. Imagine you just knew that like confidently, even if on the surface, it didn't seem like that. Even if on the surface, it seemed like logically, it's like, oh, but I should do this thing. I should stay in this company. I shouldn't work on this thing because how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to do this? But deep down, you're connected to your intuition and you know, no, I know it's going to work out this way. Imagine how different your life would be. Like, it's a whole different ball game. It's like, you know when they call it like your sixth sense? This is legit what it's like. It's literally like having another sense. Like imagine someone who's born blind suddenly getting their vision. Imagine how different their life would be. This is exactly what we're talking about here. And all this is waiting for you. So develop that intuition, develop that connection to your higher self. And by the way, if you're interested in stuff like this, I'm going to do a video. I believe it's going to be my next video. It might be my next one or one after that. Sometimes in flow state, videos come through and it's like, okay, do this video now. So either my next video or one after that, I'm going to do a video specifically on connecting to intuition, making the right decisions and having that confidence in your own abilities. Now, point number 6 is heal your gut. Now, I'm not just talking about taking a freaking prebiotic, probiotic or something like that. I don't want to overcomplicate this video, okay? But to keep it down to earth, to keep it simple, brain fog, low energy, some of the diseases and things that we were talking about even in the colon section of this video could be due to your gut. I know right now when I say this is kind of like a blanket statement, like, oh, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, like it could be your low energy because of your gut, it could be this ailment that you're having because of your gut. But the reality is until I see you in person or speak to you online or something like that, I don't know your unique thing. So I'm giving you these things because you might be struggling with something in your life right now that you think is normal just because you're getting older. But it's not. It's because you either need to clean your colon or work on your higher connection or clear your gut, heal your gut. So I'm going to rapid fire give you some things that you can look into so that way you can progress with healing it. So some things that you want to look into are things like licorice root extract, aloe vera, colostrum, slippery elm powder, acacia fiber, binders, which even bind to the toxins in your body and pull them out your body before they continue to make you age quicker, lose energy, lose vitality, and develop certain things that you don't need to develop. Number 7 is work on your forgiveness. Now, I know there's at least one friend, one family member, someone in your life who can trigger you. Like when they say something, it triggers you, or maybe you fell out, or maybe you're holding a grudge with them. Now notice, when I say forgive, I am not saying forget. I'm not saying let this person in and hurt you again or do whatever they're doing to you. All I'm saying is don't let them have an energetic hold on you. Like, it's crazy what forgiveness can do for you in your life. Like, forgiving a certain energy, a certain person can literally open up things, opportunities, manifestations in different areas of your life. Like, it's crazy how linked everything is, but everything is linked. Something that you're holding onto a grudge in work can literally be impacting your relationship, can literally be impacting your health, can be impacting your finances. So I'm not saying forgive them for them, right? That's a whole deeper level of consciousness. If you want to do that, do that. But I'm just saying forgive them for yourself. You can even look into Dr. Hugh Len's approach into forgiveness as well. The Ho'oponopono mantra, right? And how it's healed many people. But for now, for yourself, heal yourself, forgive. Doesn't mean forget, but at least you release that energetic blockage that may be holding you back in many different areas of your life without you even knowing. Number 8 is use a customized approach for you. Now what this means is right now in this day and age, there's so many people trying to sell you a course, trying to sell you some cookie cutter methodology that on the surface in the marketing looks all crazy, like, oh my gosh, this will change my life. But the reality is we all need something unique. Now I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for certain courses or online videos or stuff like that. Obviously there is. But for real change, what I've seen over the years is real change comes when you find an approach that is customized to you. Whether that be, for example, in a business that you're learning or a side hustle that you're developing. What is the approach that is more favorable for you? And a lot of the times this just means getting some more one-to-one interaction with somebody or some people or something, where it's not just you kind of by yourself trying to cookie cutter into the solution that worked for somebody else, but isn't really designed to work for you. You know what I mean? This could be for health, this could be for relationship. So this could be for anything, but going forward, take this into your mind that yes, I can do an online course or learn this thing, this like generic information. But the biggest transformation will come when it's customized to you, when it's specific to you. You know what I mean? Number 9 is start listening to your heart and doing the things that make your heart light up. This is a simple one. You know that there's things in your life that you are passionate about that literally make you happy. For me, it's doing things like go-karting, boxing, DJing, and just spending time with people that I love, and actually doing a lot of the spiritual work, like spiritually deep stuff, like researching different things and actually doing the practices. For you, what is it? What is it that you could just do, like you could sit down and do and just be at peace doing? Like if money wasn't an object, if money was an issue or anything like that, and you could just spend time doing something that you wanted to do, what would it be? And if you're not sure what it was, then it doesn't mean you don't have anything. It just means that you've lost that thing somewhere down the path, but you can refine that again. So sometimes our minds can convince us that, oh, this thing needs to be done. I need to do this, then I can do that. No. In your days, in your weeks, give yourself time to let your heart light up again. You deserve it. This is your life and you deserve to be happy. Now, before I go into point number 10, I will be going deeper, much deeper into all of the things that I've mentioned so far on this list on my channel. So if you have any specific questions about any of the things that I mentioned or want me to go deeper, just leave a comment. And if I can, I will respond to the comment. If not, then what will most likely be the case is it's a really good question that I will just include in one of my future videos. I've done it before in the past for some of my lucid dreaming videos. I will do the same for this. So any questions, let me know in the comments. Also, by the way, some of this stuff might seem a bit like, oh my gosh, there's so many things. This is why I'm doing this video now, and you are finding this video now, because it's not like you have to do every single one today. You pick the ones that really are resonating for you, you start with those. You pick the ones after that, you keep progressing through it, right? You can absolutely figure this all out by yourself. Like everything is figure outable. That is an opinion you can take and fact check it. Everything is figure outable. Everything you can figure it out. Now, if you are a bit overwhelmed or anything like that, or want my guidance on anything in particular more personal, there will be a link in the description. And usually it's for some sort of event or something that I'm doing that isn't too far away that you can come join and we get a closer interaction. But the link will be in the description. Other than that, point number 10, like I said at the beginning of this video, is in a very unique way. Depending on when you watch this video, depending on where you watch this video, depending on who you are, will be different. Point number 10 is watch this video that your higher self is guiding you towards. I have no idea what this video is. I set it for the YouTube algorithm to pick it at random so that your higher self can come through, use the YouTube algorithm and recommend you to implement this thing, because no doubt this is something that will transform your life in a beautiful way. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Much love. Speak soon.